Good morning, students. Welcome to the last lesson of this week, week 3 of term 3. In previous week, in total, we discussed about a disease which is caused by bacteria and parasites. Today, we are going to discuss about again a disease which is mainly caused by protozoans or vector. Objective: by the end of this section, the students will be able to list protozoan disease, identify the causative agents of protozoan disease, explain the effects of malaria, name the transmission, symptom, and control methods of malarial infection. Let's go on. Vector or protozoan disease. At the beginning, what is vector? Vector is an organism that transmits a disease, forming microorganisms from one host to another. The best known vector is female Anopheles mosquito, which carries a malarial parasite. Next, we are going to discuss about malaria. It's caused by a single-celled parasite called Plasmodium, which has a very complicated life cycle. It spends part of its life cycle in mosquito, part of it is in human body. Then the mosquito is a female Anopheles mosquito, which is a vector of a disease. The mosquito needs to feed human blood to provide protein for her developing egg. This is when she passes on her load of Plasmodium. If the mosquito feeds blood from someone infected with malaria, the Plasmodium remains in her mouth part. When the mosquito feeds, she passes on her saliva, which contains anticoagulant, into the blood, which stops the blood from clotting and blocking up her delicate mouth part. So the next time she feeds, the Plasmodium passes into the blood of the victim along with her saliva. This means someone else is infected with malaria. Students, there are 4 different types of Plasmodium species: Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium vivax, and Plasmodium falciparum. From all, Plasmodium falciparum is the most risky and mainly leads to fatality within a short period of time. Those parasites travel around the body in the circulatory system and affect the liver and damage the red blood cell to be ruptured or burst. The symptoms include fever, which is high fever, chills, and sweats, which make them feel exhausted or tired. So those are the main symptoms. And also shivering is one of main symptoms of malarial infection. How we can control and prevent? We can control malarial infection by avoiding a breeding place, by covering a water tank, and also by spraying exposed water surface with oil to destroy the mosquito larvae, by killing adult mosquitoes by insecticides, and by using effective vaccine. But its prevention way is we can prevent malarial infection by using nets over beds, by fixing screens or windows, by using repellents, by having a proper disposal switch. Those are control methods and preventative methods of malarial infection, which is having biological control. Let's say when an organism that can feed on the larva of the mosquito is introduced into the water body, by chemical control, what I've told you. So the last one is about the life cycles of malaria. Malaria have complicated life cycle like that of tapeworm parasite, because tapeworm parasite includes 2 different hosts, human being and a cattle. Again, malarial infection contains 2 different hosts, as it is female Anopheles mosquito and human being. When it comes to the life cycle, at the beginning, the uninfected female Anopheles mosquito bites a person with malaria and takes in Plasmodium spore. Then, infected mosquito bites a healthy person. Spores are transmitted to the bloodstream. Again, the spores enter the blood and are carried to the liver. Then in the liver, the spores are replicated or reproduced. Some spores re-enter the blood and invade the red blood cell, causing them to burst. So breasting cycle continues, which is mainly accompanied by fever. I think it is clear. Or when a female Anopheles mosquito sucks a blade from an infected person, it absorbs Plasmodium into its stomach along with blood. Here, the Plasmodium multiplies and then passes to the insect's salivary gland. When the insects bite a healthy person, some parasites enter the human blood through the skin and travels to the liver, where they develop for about 8 days. Then they re-enter the human bloodstream and invade the red blood cell totally, and leads to breasting. This is one of the main life cycles of malaria. Look at the life cycles which have sexual and asexual production. This is one of the life cycles of malaria by forming zygote. By the way, one of the main most part of mosquitoes that can suck blood from unhealthy person, it's transmitted, is one of the main structures called proboscis. Proboscis is a most part of female Anopheles mosquito that can bite, that can suck. Purpose. Students, welcome to the last review questions of the lesson included. Totally, there are around 8 questions, again, which is similar to the previous week questions, but the type of questions were different. So we are obligated to do these questions as you own or as you alone in your home. The first question says how bacteria enter into the body. The second, what are the symptoms of pneumonia and whooping cough? Those are also bacterial disease. Thirdly, how can we prevent leprosy? What is the symptoms of tetanus? Name the causative agents of diphtheria, leprosy, pneumonia, whooping cough, and lockjaw or tetanus. 6. List the disease of blood circulation. As you know, a plant virus that attack potato and tomato is blank. It's a plant virus. And a plant and animal virus which attack bacteria only is blank. So students, do these questions one by one. Thank you for your careful considerations of the lesson. Stay in your home. Stay in your home.